Hello, I'm Lynn King, the Marketing and Digital Director at Nisbets. Yes, so my current role at Nisbets is Marketing and Digital Director, and within there I've got full responsibility and remit for all of our channels. That's online channels and offline channels, and also our retail marketing activity, and also customer experience. So that's not just the domain of digital, that's how we drive a customer experience across all of our channels, whether they be online or offline. So it's the full marketing end-to-end piece, all under one roof here at Nisbets in Bristol. Yes, so my career has really been extensively in marketing, and actually I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I was one of probably the majority of people that leave qualifications going, what do I want to do? What field do I want to work in? And actually my very first job was working in a contact centre. And I had no idea even then what it was that I wanted to do. And just by chance, within the organisation I was in, there was a marketing opportunity that came available, and I applied for it and I was successful, got the job. And so I really cut my teeth on campaign management. And in those days, that was all offline. There was no digital agenda. So I really started at the grassroots, building multi-channel campaigns across all of the offline activity. And I think for me, game-changing moments are probably people that I've had the privilege of working with. And I think for me, a couple of managers stand out, and leaders who have really helped me develop as a person. But I also think understanding that it's not just your technical skills. Yes, they need to be good, and you need to be able to have substance behind what you're talking about. But actually, it's all the softer skills for me, like leadership, like influencing, like stakeholder management. Those things for me actually open the door to my career. And I've got one person to thank to that, which was an old boss that I used to work with, and it was him that actually opened my eyes to that. And I think if he hadn't, I'd still be thinking just being brilliant and a subject matter at your technical skill is enough. And actually it's not. You need to be a really good all-round leader in order to grow your career. So I think they're the game changer. People have been the game changer to me. So over the last few years, our customer needs have definitely changed. And I think one of the main reasons that's driving this change is technology and digital. So we've got competitors who are more disruptive and coming in. And for our customers, that's really changing the landscape in which they operate. So who would have thought dark kitchens would have been a thing that we're now facing into every day? The Uber Eats, the Just Eats of this world, they're really starting to change the way in which people are eating. And therefore that's having an impact on our market. And also within restaurants, there's a big changing dynamic going on there, from sort of the fine dining, casual dining, now into much more convenience and grab and go. So quick serve restaurants are really on the rise. So the whole macro environment is really changing within our traditional landscape. And with that, we're having to stay one step ahead of our competition. And in particular for us, in the last 12 months, it's really been seizing digital and really taking that to the next level for us. When I arrived back in January last year, we didn't have any customer research at all. So the first thing that we did was set about doing an extensive piece of customer research across the UK to really understand what our customers wanted, what was Nisbets good at, and therefore what do we need to protect. So things like, for us, having a broad product range is really critical to our customers, and they value that. But equally, just things like inspiring them with ideas about how they could do new displays in front of house, how they could get more servings per day through their establishment. Those things are really, really important. They're looking for great content. So it doesn't always have to be the real shiny new things. It has to be thinking about how can you add more value to your customer and do that better than your competition. Now, Nisbets is the market leader, but with that, I'm always say to my guys, don't become complacent. There's always someone who wants to take our position. So we work really, really hard to make sure we're staying ahead of the competition in everything that we're doing. But I have to say, even for us, we have a paper catalogue, and that is still so so important, so important. We have 65% of our customers still use a paper catalogue. Now, yes, that changes massively from whether they're a pure digital player, but customers will still use the paper book if they're buying online. And then we've still got customers who just shop exclusively offline and aren't interested in purchasing online. So we have to, again, remember that not everything is in the digital world, and that there is still a role for us, definitely for paper and for catalogues. So next year we're going to really start to be accelerating our activity around the catalogues as well. So in a digital world, to me, paper is not dead. It's still really important as part of the multi-channel process. The more you centralise customer experience, people will see it that it's the domain of that few people that sit in the middle, in the centre. And actually that, for us, bred colleagues not thinking they could own it. They were looking to the team who was centralised rather than actually owning it themselves. So we've actually now don't have a centralised customer experience team, and we're making ownership sit within the business functions to enable that change and make sure we deliver a great customer experience every time. So for us at Nisbets, we're doing an awful lot to strengthen our digital offer. We do see it as a battleground in the future. We are already perceived by our customers to be strong in this area, but because it moves at such a fast pace, we're really having to try and keep up with the latest technology and the latest expectations of our customers. We have by no means got this sorted, and I'm not sure we will ever do, because of how much it does change. And for us, in terms of how we were operating our technology, we only had a finite pipeline, and that was quite restrictive. So for us at the moment, we're starting to build out Agile as our methodology. We're starting to build out Agile teams around the customer experience. So we have purposely chosen that we're going to design our Agile teams around the customer experience. And we'll have product owners who become subject matter experts in the end, the full end-to-end customer journey for that bit of the journey that they're responsible for. I think people's an interesting thing as well, because largely the change we've done in the last 12 months has been with the existing team here at Nisbets, and we are seeing some really strong double-digit growth, and that's by the belief in our people through a lot of hard work, recognition and reward around good things that are done, learning where things haven't worked and things have failed, but actually how do we take the learnings for those and apply those as we go forward. So I think people have been a key enabler in terms of helping us really drive the digital agenda. We're all lucky enough to actually sit in the same building, which I always say to everyone is a real luxury. We haven't got to work across geographies at the moment, so all of our digital team are housed in Bristol. We've opened a digital hub. We've refurbished the digital hub so that our people feel that they have an identity. They're proud to work in the digital hub at Nisbets, and hopefully as well it helps us to attract more talent, because we're growing and it's an area of considerable growth for us as we go forward. So from a customer insight point of view and the collection of data, we've done a lot of work in the last 18 months. Nisbets didn't have a customer insight function when I arrived, which I was quite surprised at. We had a team of people who were churning out catalogue and mailing selections, but actually that team had so much more insight and data at their fingertips. So we've repurposed and we brought some new talent into the team, and with that we really have started to deliver a lot more customer insight into the business. Some of that comes from just our systems data and looking at interactions and who is buying which products across which channels. We've done pieces of work that looks at what makes a good customer, and now we've broadcast that around the whole business so that people really understand 2 or 3 things that we should all be doing in order to develop really great customers. We've done market research, so that's been another really helpful way of us understanding the market, so not just our customers but what's going on within the wider market. Where are we good? Where do we need to develop? Where are our competition stronger? And is that an opportunity for us? So market research has really been a cornerstone to help bring the customer much closer to our discussions. It's also led to strategic opportunities that have come out of the customer insight. So my advice would be, if you've not got strong customer research, go and get some, because that really starts to shape some very powerful conversations, not only around your personas and who your customers actually are and their needs and wants and their pain points and where there might be opportunities. But strategically, it can help you look for opportunities that you're not tapping into at the moment. And we've done all of that. So for us, we've got many inputs that help us understand what our customer pain points are. So we're fortunate enough to have a contact centre, and they're based in the same building that I'm in virtually every single day of the year. So we get a lot of feedback from our contact centre colleagues. We get feedback from our internal sales and our field sales colleagues as well around pain points that are coming up and they experience on a daily basis with our customers. As well, we have some more systematic insight tools that we use. So we do have a customer experience platform that we measure transactions off the back of that, and that shares with us on a monthly basis, but then we can pick out trends around areas of pain points for our customers. I think it's just listening to customers, really listening, going out in the field, really putting yourself in the shoes of the customers and identifying how they use your product or your service, and where could you eradicate some of those pain points that they're coming up against. And they could be anywhere within your organisation. They could be really basic things, but they could lead to some new strategic thinking for extra services to help customers with that. So I think we use all inputs possible. We try and listen to the ones that are creating the largest pain for our customers and rectify those firstly and foremost. And sometimes they are really basic things, like still, if a delivery doesn't get to our customers, that can cause a lot of pain for our customers, particularly if it's a restaurant that's been in planning for months, maybe years. It's somebody's dream at the end of the day to open their first restaurant, maybe it's their second, their third. And if our products don't reach them to our promise, then that can actually really put in jeopardy that dream that the customer has had. So for us, it's making sure that we listen to all the inputs around just delivering the basics really, really well, but also looking for new opportunities across really the end-to-end process that our customers operate in, and look for new ways of solving those pain points. Well, firstly, asking me to come up with a single challenge in terms of what retailers are going to face in 2020 is a difficult ask. So I'm going to probably take two things for me that are increasing in dominance. And I think one is speed and rate of change, and how you constantly stay ahead of customers' expectations, changing technology, increasing your pipeline of change. So I think for me, that's going to be one key challenge, how you stay ahead of that and stay one step ahead of your competition with whatever you're delivering, but actually that's more so in the digital arena. But actually, I think what gets overlooked a lot, and I would want to call out probably above that, is talent. And I think that's both in terms of retaining the talent that you have, and secondly, that's acquiring new talent. And for us based in Bristol, we've got a really good digital presence, and we've got some really great people. I'm privileged to work with some really brilliant people in the digital space in my team today. But we do know as we go forward, there's going to be other skills and capabilities that we do need to acquire. And so for us, it's as important that we're seen as a digital leader, not just within the field, within catering hospitality, which is where we operate, but outside of that field. And how do we make people more aware of Nisbets, who Nisbets is, what we do, and how they could grow their career if they actually came and joined Team Digital in Nisbets. It's a really exciting time for us, but for me, firstly and foremostly, it's all about our people. It's retaining the talent that we've got, and also it's how we acquire new talent. So for me, I'd have to probably put that as the single biggest challenge that we're certainly facing into. And talking to colleagues across all sectors, I don't think we're unique in that, in saying that. I think a lot of retailers are facing into the same challenge. I think that the battleground of digital talent and how you keep that digital talent interested in your roadmap, where you're going, that they feel that they're learning, that they're developing, that they're driving value into your organisation is really, really key, as well as having a strong employer brand when it comes to digital presence. Hence why the building we've sit in, we've called the Digital Hub. We're really serious that we want to be seen as the place to go to cut your teeth, or for experienced people coming into digital. Help us on this journey. Help us on the journey. We're a 35-year young organisation with a brilliant opportunity in front of us. So for us, talent acquisition and retention is key. So Nisbets is a global operation. We've got companies in all of the major European markets, and we do have a presence within Australia and New Zealand. We've got managing directors who heads up those regions, and then we've got functions who really support the managing directors to drive the regional growth objectives and what we're trying to do. What we find more often than not is that our customer needs are the same. They're not different. There might be nuances, but normally we can really start to leverage and share best practice. So an idea might be created in Australia and conceived in Australia, but we really encourage that we share best practice and we don't reinvent the wheel. We're quite a lean operation. We don't like excessive thinking. We like to act quickly, and therefore for us, if someone's got a great idea, it doesn't matter where they are in the world, we'll actually all get behind that and support it. Some functions are global in scale and at the moment orientated in the UK. So for me, the digital and marketing team is based within the UK, and we have small marketing teams in Europe in a regional office, and we have a really small marketing team within our ANZ business. But we meet and talk every single day. There's lots of cross collaboration and exchanges of ideas going on, or solving of problems. A lot of the work that we do to support the rest of the world is actually done out of Bristol. So yeah, a global operation, but where we can, we really leverage best practice and try and do things once for everybody. But where it does call for special activity, special treatment, understanding those local nuances, then we will adapt our activity to reflect that. The best bit of my role at Nisbets is my team and the people that I work with. Whenever I can work with my team and I can get my hands dirty and actually go back to my roots, maybe campaign management or looking at multi-channel campaigns or helping the team solve a problem or a coaching conversation, they're the best bits of my job. It's got to be around the people. The people here at Nisbets make Nisbets what it is. It is a really family orientated culture, and long may that continue. But yeah, for me, the best bit of my job is the people that I work with and my team. I love them. I love my team. Yeah. My team's the best. They are.